What's up, guys? Fish Guy here. Little update on the tank. I wasn't able to do the new aquascape. Cleaned this tank today. Wasn't as picky as normal though. So there's little tiny bits of algae like this. Not super noticeable. This one's more noticeable to the human eye, I guess. But not too bad. Some sad news. Yesterday I came home from doing stuff and found my dominant male socolofi dead. I had noticed he wasn't swimming, he wasn't being active, he wasn't eating very much. He was eating, and he didn't die of starvation. He was hiding in his cave quite a bit. And it turns out that there were just some males that wanted to take his place. I'm thinking this guy or that guy. They're still not sure. I have so many males in here that they're all dividing the aggression. But because he was dominant, I think too many males decided to target him at once. And maybe it was even this yellow lab, which I'm still trying to get rid of. I do have my uncle, which will take him. I just need to catch the fish and take him to my uncle, get him ready. One thing exciting though is that for Christmas I may be upgrading this 55 to a 75. I'll get a new stand. He's being dominant right now. Get a new stand since this stand is bad and like not level. As you can see, this back part is like something's wrong with it, which has been a worry on my mind for quite a while, but obviously the tank hasn't fallen over yet. But for Christmas there's this online newspaper ad. This guy is selling 75 gallons for $75. He was an African cichlid breeder that I hadn't known about. And so he has some Demosoni and yellow labs and stuff that he's trying to get rid of. So that's a possibility, and if it happens, great. I can aquascape better in a 75. It's deeper. And it'll, I don't know, new tank, hopefully not scratched as much. I asked the guy, he said they're in decent condition. I can always go look at them, see for scratches and stuff. But yeah, that's a possibility. My parents aren't shooting down the idea. My mom is fine with me replacing this tank with a slightly bigger tank, which is a 75. 20 more gallons of water, but it's not any longer. It's only deeper and maybe a tad bit taller, which is fine. And then for the stand, all I would have to do is get 3 stacks of 3 cinder blocks. So 9 cinder blocks, I estimated $27 for those. And then we have really thin plywood that I could just put around the cinder blocks for better look. Maybe make a door or something. It's thin plywood though, so I could do that. That guy's looking a little too fat. Maybe I fed him a little too much tonight. And put that around it and paint it up and stuff. So yeah. Something cool I found the other day. I was looking for a screensaver. Found this cool. This is my computer. It normally isn't like this. Let me go to a different tank. Yeah, like that one. I'll stick with that one. As you can see, there are some yellow labs, some Demosoni, and that's a bunch of the species that they offer. But sadly it's not completely free. I have the demo, I guess, but I can keep the demo forever. But I have problems like this where it pops up and stuff. So those are all the species that it has. Some killifish, Demasoni, cribs, rams, and it just went away. So jewel cichlids, discus, aratus, Dalmatian mollies, which are kinda, I don't know, not mine. This one's cool though. As you can see, well, you can't really see, the color didn't show up very much. Well, right now that looks like a blue socolofi, a lot like one. Maybe I will just, yeah. The camera doesn't want to pick up how dark the blue is right now. It's really dark, but, you know. But sadly I can't add that because it's the demo. See, sorry, that species is only available to full version, sadly. And the only other bummer about the demo is you can't save setups. So normally I would take all the tiger barbs and stuff out, because obviously they're not Africans, and they shouldn't live with Africans. And there's a little crab. It's cool, and then every minute or so it changes tank, and it's not supposed to go to that black one. Let's see, I'll go to this planted tank. I like this tank. Obviously yellow labs and a Demasoni wouldn't live in a completely planted tank like this. Yeah, so if I had the full version, which is 20 bucks, I could save tanks. You can add your own backgrounds, so you could take a picture of a cool aquascape and then put water in, and this will put water in it and put whatever species of the kinds that are in here or whatever. So that's cool. And you could save that fish tank, and once the screensaver turns on, it cycles through these different tanks, or you could set it up in a way that you only have one tank that it'll show constantly as the screensaver is on. Fish are really lifelike. They tend to interact with their surroundings, and it just went back to the black again, which on the other version of it, it doesn't. I'm going to get into something. That one is probably my favorite. It's the same as the other one that I showed you, except there's no gravel. It's all green, cool stuff. So okay, I'm back. My camera lost space, so I had to go in and delete a couple things. So I'm going to go back to where I was. This is probably my favorite tank on this. Like I said, this is a really cool setup. That yellow lab was just chewing on the stuff. The fish actually interact with the environment, besides just going back and forth. And then look, it feeds the fish, and the fish will eat it. It kind of just disappears. You see it float into their mouth, and it'll be gone. Kind of cool. Not really trying to sell this, as I haven't bought it myself, but I think it's cool, and if you're willing to spend 20 bucks. And then like 20% of the profits go to like preserving, I can't remember the wording that they used, but it sounded to me like preserving stuff, or preserving wildlife places for fish. As you can see, this particular tank actually follows a fish. It chooses a fish and it'll follow that around the tank. Right now it chose the angelfish, and so it's kind of following the angelfish. and it just fed the fish again. The rams are really cool. Fish look lifelike in my opinion. Of course, they're not gonna look exactly like real fish, but the cool thing about them is that they're like some of the prettiest fish of that species you can see, and most of the time you're not gonna find one that, like, in real life that looks quite that good. Which, I don't know, it's cool. My mom saw it and she thought, oh, maybe I'll get that for my son, which, yeah, well, me. She thought about maybe getting it for me, I should say. And, yeah, I think it's cool, but, so that's that about that. You can easily get out of this. And the full version doesn't have this plain black thing. But, yeah. Okay. And he just swam off the screen. So back to the main real tank, not artificial. Fish are doing good other than the one death of the dominant male. It bummed me out, to say the least. He was a very pretty male. He was the father of the fish that killed him, which is kind of sad. It reminded me of Greek mythology. So, yeah. I'm planning on a new aquascape tomorrow. So, hopefully I get that out. So, yeah. See you guys.